Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Đồng Nai radio and television stations. Here's the news today. On February the 2, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chaired an online conference of the government with provinces and cities across the country to evaluate the results of the implementations of socio-economic tasks in January 2023 and implement of the task February and the first quarter of 2023.
The report at the conference said that in January 2023, the macroeconomy situation was basically stable. Inflation was under control. The Consumer Price Index (CPI) increased by 0.52% compared to December 2022 and increased by 4.89% over the same period last year. Newly registered FDI capital reached $1.2 billion, 3 times higher than the same period last year. Trade surplus were estimated at $3.6 billion. Social security is guaranteed. National defense and securities are maintained. The whole country celebrated the new year with joy, health, security, safety, and savings. However, besides the result achieved, the country's economy is also facing many difficulties. On the basis of discussions, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính affirmed that the government will stick with the goal of stabilizing the macroeconomy, curbing inflation, and promoting the transformations of the growth model associated with 3 strategic breakthrough goals.
According to the General Department of Customs, the state budget's revenue from import and export activity in January 2023 reached more than 24,800 billion Vietnam dong.
In 2023, the state budget's revenue estimated assigned by the National Assembly to the General Department of Customs is 422,000 billion Vietnam dong. To complete the task of collecting state budgets, the General Department of Customs said that it will strengthen the review and firmly grasp the revenue resources. So research, propose, and implement solutions to increase revenue and combat revenue loss. Proactively assess the impact of international integration's commitment on state budget revenue. On the same time, the customs sector focused on reviewing and firmly grasping the tax debt situation, classified debt groups, tax debt status of enterprises, proposed handling measuring.
On the basis of the plan assigned on the Prime Minister in 2023, right from the beginning of the year, the Ministry of Transport (MOT) has assigned detail of the first phase of traffic project with full procedures with a total capital reaching 99.97%.
Of more than 94 trillion Vietnam dong of public investment capital this year, the North-South Expressway project Phase 2 accounting for 48%, followed by other domestic traffic projects such as North-South Expressway Phase 1, ODA projects, and key and urgent projects. Currently, 57 over 63 projects have been approved for investment policy, of which 39 projects have been approved for investment projects. For the remaining 18 projects, the approval progress has been slower than required. Based on the assigned capital plan, up to now, the disbursement volume of public investment capital in 2023 by the Minister of Transport had reached 1,700 billion Vietnam dong, reached 1.81%.
The leader of Sweden, Finland, on February the 2nd reaffirmed the importance of 2 countries joining the North Atlantic Treaty Organization (NATO). At the same time, Sweden and Finland applied to join NATO last May.
Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson and Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin held a press conference in Stockholm. At yesterday's press conference, Prime Minister Kristersson said that his government has given concrete results on all items in the Memorandum of Understanding signed with Turkey. He said that the government is preparing an anti-terrorism law at the request of Turkey. For his part, Prime Minister Marin said Finland and Sweden are part of the same security environment. Our earliest possible approval of NATO membership is in the interest of Finland and Sweden and of NATO.
The leaders of Japan and Micronesia on February the 2nd agreed to work closely to realize a free and open Indo-Pacific region.
Prime Minister Kishida Fumio met the President David Fullo in Tokyo. At the meeting, the two sides emphasized that a country that share basic values, including democracies and the rule of law, should unite when there are many issues that are shaking the international order. The leaders also shared the realizations that any unilateral attempt to change the status quo by force is not tolerated anywhere in the world. Mr. Kishida emphasized that Japan and Micronesians are friends with more than 100 years of historical relations, and Japan will remain strong support to help Micronesia continue to develop.
That is the end of our news today. Thank you for your time listening.